you need to make this for Christmas, for Thanksgiving, for New Year's. Make it for all three of them, really. Maybe, I don't know. What else is there? Valentine's Day, make a ham for your loved one. It is absolutely that good. Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to G-Rod Grills. My name is Gerardo and this is my channel. If you're into backyard barbecue on a variety of different grills, whether it's pellet, charcoal, or electric, then please consider subscribing because that's exactly what this channel is all about. Today I'm going to be making a maple syrup and brown sugar glazed spiral ham, and we're going to be smoking it using the Traeger Pro 780 you see right here behind me. This thing is going to be absolutely delicious, and it's going to be perfect for all your holiday dinners coming up. You got Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's coming up, and if your household is anything like mine, then a ham is a staple at every single one of those dinners. Are you ready to get going? Let's go. All right, here we go. So here we've got a bone-in spiraled ham. Pretty simple to set up. Really not a whole heck of a lot we're gonna do to it here. But first off is I've kind of left this out so it's a full room temperature right now. So it's gonna cook nice and evenly. And now we're just gonna put a little bit of seasoning on it so that it's ready to go and get some smoke. So to start this off, I'm going to put a little bit of a binder on it, and then we're going to season it. So for a binder, I'm going to be using maple syrup, and you don't need a whole lot, just a little tiny bit, enough to tack up the outside. And then you're going to rub that on so that it doesn't kind of get wasted. Now for my seasoning, I'm going to be using Me Church Honey Bacon Barbecue. This is a perfect sweet rub. It's got a nice little hint of bacon in it too, and it's delicious. All right, so now that we've got our binder on, a rub, we're gonna use Me Church's Honey Bacon Barbecue Rub. This is a nice sweet rub that's got a nice hint of bacon on it. So why not have ham and bacon together? It's like a match made in heaven. If you lean it back, you'll get to open up some of the spirals here and just be able to get some of your rub in the inside there. And there we go, we've got it all nicely covered. And the rub, it's gonna be delicious. Just wanna make sure you get it back into its spot here so it's not kind of all over the place, the spirals coming undone. Just that'll help keep the moisture into the ham. And that's actually it. That's all we're going to do to prepare this. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this in the smoker and I'll show you that in a second. So as you can see, I've got my pellet tube rolling here with a little bit of smoke that's filled with cherry pellets. That's gonna give me some extra smoke. We've got the smoker running at 300 degrees, so it's not really producing a whole lot of smoke. We're getting a lot of that wood fire flavor, but not a ton of smoke. So this is gonna supplement that. To get this going, as you can see, I've got this on a rack. This is the rack that came with like a roasting pan. And the reason I've got it on here upside down is just so that I can kind of maneuver it around a little bit easier. It'll be easier when we're setting our glaze. So I'm gonna go ahead and set this right down in the middle. Right there. All right, so this is good to go. We're gonna leave it in here for half an hour undisturbed, let it get all that soak in and all that smoke. And then we're gonna start basting it with our glaze. And I'll show you what we're putting in our glaze right away. All right, so this is what we're gonna use for our glaze here. We've got here just under a half a cup of light brown sugar. Just throw that in our container here. All right, so to that I'm going to add about 3/4 of a cup of maple syrup. All right, and to that I'm gonna add about a tablespoon's worth of some orange marmalade. If you can find orange preserves, that'll be better. I couldn't find that in my store and just have orange marmalade, so I'm just gonna give it a couple teaspoons, about a tablespoon's worth of it. And then to it, we're going to add about 3 tablespoons of Dijon mustard. And then we're gonna add about a tablespoon's worth of just roughly chopped fresh rosemary. And then the last little bit, just a bit of a sprinkle of the same seasoning that you used. If you didn't use a barbecue rub, don't worry about this. You don't need to add that in there. I'm just throwing it in there just to kind of blend in the flavors together. And then we're gonna whisk it together until it's all just kind of incorporated. And that's it. So in about half an hour, we're gonna go and give the ham a glaze with this, and we're gonna do that every half an hour. All right, so it's been about half an hour, and so let's have a look here. So you can see there's a couple things that I've done here. I've added my probe from my ThermoWorks smoke. This is going to tell me once the internal temperature gets to the right temperature. We're looking for 140 degrees internal. That's when we know it's good to go. So definitely ThermoWorks smoke, one of the best in the industry. If you need to get yourself one of those, hit the links in the description box and get yourself one. They're absolutely fantastic. Other thing that I've added here was it's now in the roasting pan. You can see the rack is still inverted in there just so that I can get the smoke as it kind of circulates across. And I've also added about a cup's worth of water underneath. You can use juice, you can use pineapple juice or orange juice, apple juice, whatever you want underneath there, any sort of liquid. It's just to introduce more moisture as we kind of cook this throughout. Aside from that, I'm gonna give it a little turn here just so that I can get even cooking. The hotter part of the grill is on this side for me, so I just want to make sure that the ham is getting cooked evenly on both sides. So give it a flip, we'll keep this going. I'm actually not going to glaze just yet. I want this to get a little bit more color. So I'm going to let it go for probably another half an hour or so. Internal temperature is currently showing about 75 degrees. I expect this to be probably around the 100 mark before it is ready to go again. All right, here we go. So it's actually been about 45 minutes or so. Let's have a look. Beautiful color. So let's do some glazing here. So we're just gonna brush this as much as we can all over it. Internal temperature is now sitting at about 111 degrees Fahrenheit. So we got a little bit to go yet on this one. Now we're gonna start glazing this about every 20 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes. And just when I get it nicely covered, try to get in between all the little spirals as it starts to kind of peel back. The color on it is amazing. And there we go. We give it a nice little glaze. We're going to come back in about 20 minutes, maybe half an hour. Give it another glaze as well. We're going to keep doing this every 20 minutes to half an hour until the internal temperature reaches 140 degrees, and then we'll take it out of here and let it rest for a little bit before we try it out. I'll see you when we're ready to take it out of here. I won't show you every base here, but I'll show you when it's ready to come out. All right, well, here we go. My alarm's gone off. We're now sitting at 140 degrees, and have a look. It is looking awesome. Time to pull this out of here, and we're gonna let it rest for about 15 minutes before we cut into it. I'll see you when it's time to taste it. All right, well, here we go. All finished up now. We let it rest for about 15 to 20 minutes, and there's the finished product. Got some cranberries in there, some oranges, just for decoration, but you don't really need that. You're gonna serve it. Obviously, you gotta make it look good. It smells fantastic. I've tasted a little bit already. It tastes amazing. So let's just get at it, shall we? Just gonna go ahead and get into a piece here. Cheers. I could eat this all day long. So darn good. It's smoky. The maple syrup is so sweet and delicious. You can get some of that orange from the orange marmalade that we put in. Even that rosemary comes through quite a bit from the glaze. Nice little earthy tone to it, which goes really well with the sweetness of the rest of it. Oh man. Maple syrup and brown sugar glazed ham. So money. You need to make this for Christmas, for Thanksgiving, for New Year's. Make it for all three of them, really, maybe. I don't know. What else is there? Valentine's Day, make a ham for your loved one. It is absolutely that good. Super simple, so delicious. And ham is so inexpensive, and it feeds quite a few people. This is an absolute hit, guaranteed at your next family function. I'm telling you, look at it. Look at it. Amazing. That's all I got for you today. If you liked the video, make sure you hit the like button. If you want to see some more, make sure you hit the subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss out on any content. Until next time, I'll catch you on the next G-Rod Grills.